Hi guys! Before today's video starts, I just wanted to pop in and remind you that this is just my personal experience. I don't want to give any medical advice. I cannot do that. I'm just a person experiencing being on ADHD medication for the first time. So don't take anything that I say as advice. If you want medical advice, always contact your doctor or your psychiatrist. That's all. Let's start. Today I'm going to talk about how my first month on medication have been. If you've seen my last video I posted a month and a half ago soon, I just talked about how it's been to be diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. So this is kind of the follow-up video. Now I've been on medication for 1 month and 1 week, more or less. I started taking the medication the 6th of April, on a Tuesday. And today it's the 12th of May. So 1 month and 1 week, more or less. So I don't know, this video might be lengthy, but I do feel like I want to talk about this process to help people that are searching for some answers, are in the middle of the process of being diagnosed, but also for myself, because talking about it and getting my thoughts out and my experience is really helping me deal with the stuff that you go through when being diagnosed. So I don't know how long this is going to be. I will try to edit out like some crap if I start to go off in different directions, because I lost my notes. I had some notes, but I think I'm going to manage to get through this step by step. So a couple of days after I made my last video, I went to the psychiatrist. I was diagnosed already. I just had to go to talk about medication because my therapist couldn't prescribe me medication. So I went to my psychiatrist, and I was late, of course, and I was super nervous. So because I got this anxiety about him telling me that it was just in my mind, like in my imagination, that I had ADHD. Even though I was already diagnosed, I still got this stupid anxiety of like, maybe it's not that, maybe he will just tell me that it's something else, or I just need to manage my days better or something like that. But I had that anxiety for no reason. He was super understanding, and he just kept confirming everything. And also there is like this, I had this fear that he would think that I just wanted medication for recreational use, because I've seen somewhere in groups and that people have had some struggles with getting their medication because they have to do drug tests and all this stuff. I don't know if it's the same all over the world, but I haven't met any judgment or questioning my questions about medication and stuff. So I don't know if I've been lucky, or I don't know if it's that over in the States or if it's like in general. I have no idea. Every part of this journey have been positive for me when it comes to meeting people in the health industry with mental health. As I said in the other video, I have never been to a therapist or anything like that before. So I was nervous, but it was all fine. And I talked to him about everything, and my main focuses in life that I wanted to improve was, first of all, my work, which was chaotic. It still is not completely structured, and I might have some more steps to go on dosages and like therapy for her to help me to like manage my days more effectively. but it was mainly my work. It was being able to sit down and study for my driver license, which I still haven't been able to, even after medication. But I believe that that is also because I am working full-time, and we have kids, so it's not easy. So that is also a factor. The medication have helped a lot with my work, but I still haven't been able to like follow through and remember that I have to sit down and study for my driver license. The last thing, or there's many things, but like the three main things was also to have more patience with the kids, and not be so sensitive to stimulation like sounds, and because that is something that is bad for me. Like, I do not cope well with a lot of things going on at the same time. So let's start with work. The first time I took the medication, well, first of all, the medication I'm taking is Elevanse. It is the European version of Vyvanse, and I started with 30 milligrams, and the doctor told me that I could just up the dosage after 15 days if I felt like it didn't help me like in a significant way. So I tried it for 15 days. The first day, I will go through first day and the first week because that was bad with side effects. So I will tell you, it's a little bit personal, but hey, here we are. I want to help, and I haven't seen one of my side effects in any other videos. Maybe it's just too much information, but let's get into it. So the first day I took it, and it took like 1.5 hours before it started to work. But when it worked, I was sitting in my chair, and I felt this feeling like come over me. I don't know, like very aware, very concentrated. I was like, whoa, like I am here, this is my chair, these are my 2 computer screens, I'm working now, and I just started to work. And I felt like I was so in the moment, like I was so present with what I was doing. I don't know, I've kind of had the same feeling before when I've been meditating, for example, and like been in a zone of some sorts. Suddenly the workday was over. I hadn't looked out the window at anyone walking past. Like usually I'm like, oh, who is that? Those guys are playing ping pong. Like, oh, there's a new person in the building. Oh my God, it comes a new office here. Like, my attention, if someone walks past the office window, would be like, I couldn't just concentrate. So I was so focused, like so sharp, and I didn't look at my phone. I think I looked at my phone twice in 6 hours. And usually I'm always like fidgeting with my phone, and I was just able to sit and work. And that was like mind-blowing. I was like, is this how people with no, like, well, neurotypical people, is this how normal brains work? And I was like, what? Like, I didn't have like 10,000 thoughts in my mind. My mind didn't get distracted by online shopping or YouTube or the newspaper. I don't do that a lot during the day, but this day I didn't do anything. I was just like in my work. No pains or stomach issues the first day. I did not have an appetite though. I did not want any sweets. I did not want food. I didn't think about food. I didn't feel hungry. I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I think maybe I should eat something soon. It's been like since breakfast, and I didn't even feel hunger. Usually around 11 and 12, I will be like starving. I was like, it's time for lunch. Like, we have to eat something. Also extremely dry mouth, so your water. Speaking of, so dry throat. Okay, so first day, perfect. Second day, same thing with work, super productive. Everything went well. Soon as the clock was 4 and time to go home, I got a banging headache. And also I had some stomach pains, and they got worse. When I came closer to evening, I was like, oh my god, like the top of my abdominal was like hurting so much I couldn't even stand up. I have to like bend over, and I was like, my stomach. And it felt like I got really bad like stomach cramps. I never had abdominal pain like that. It was like scary almost. It hurt so much. I got really tired. I slept like a baby. It felt like my brain was finally focusing on like the right things. So I got tired when I was supposed to get tired. I went to bed, slept really good. Second day, same. Except second day, I had to take some painkillers for my headache because it was the worst headache and the worst stomach pains. So I woke up that night. I slept good, but I woke up from stomach pains and feeling like I'm gonna get a really bad stomach now. But I fell asleep again, and in the morning, sorry guys, but I had like really bad stomach. I was running to the toilet every 2 minutes, like, and I called my boss. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have the worst side effects, like literally locked in my home because I was just like really bad, like diarrhea. You understood it probably, but and my stomach pains were the worst. I was like, oh my god, like, is this gonna pass? And I told her I will try to come middle of the day. I showed up to work around 12:30, I guess. Then my stomach had calmed down. That evening, we went also bowling with the kids and a friend's couple and their kids. And I was still so bad in my stomach. I was just like chugging water. I was like so dry, like a desert in my mouth. And so I felt super dehydrated. And with the stomach problems, I was super like dehydrated and like weak. I felt like I didn't have any energy, and I couldn't eat anything because I had to like force myself to eat something. So the fourth day, I still had, that was a Friday, stomach pains, stomach problems, and I got desperate. So I Googled like when this shit will end, literally. And I think it was in a Reddit thread that I read, take some probiotics, and I did, and it helped. And since then, I didn't have any problems with it. The headache went, the stomach problems went, didn't have any more abdominal pain. It all kind of was fine after 4 or 5 days. I started to get like nervous after the fourth day. I was like thinking, what if I feel so good, like mentally, but I'm gonna have these physical challenges, like then I might have to change the medicine. But it passed. My son just called me, so they're coming soon. So where was I? Like, yes. So after 5 days, I felt good. I didn't have any appetite still. No like urges to eat sweets, or sorry, the camera is like, no urges to eat sweets or food in general. So I saw this as an opportunity to just maybe change my eating habits a little bit. So I haven't had any sugar since I started almost. Before I could eat like chocolate every day, like binge eating. I could have like a huge, like 200 grams of chocolate by myself during one day. I could just like eat unhealthy, and because I was like a little bit too lazy with cooking for myself. Mainly it is my husband that is cooking anyway, but I would just choose like the easy solutions sometimes, too often. So beware if you're taking medication, that if your medication is appetite reducing, or how you say that, I don't know. Be aware to like feed yourself. You can have a schedule for eating. So I make sure that I have breakfast even before or right after I have my medication, because it takes some time for it to kick in. So now I feel hunger again, like in the morning and in the evening. But during the day, nothing still. So I think I've lost 3 kilos in this time I've been on medication. Also now in May, me and my friend are doing like no sugar month project thing, because she also loves chocolate. So we was like, okay, summer soon, let's just do no sugar. So I just try to eat normal food, and but just be aware, especially if you don't have any weight to lose, if you're already like slim, and just buy some shakes or something to get your nutrition, because I would imagine that it's difficult to maintain your weight, because this medication is used for binge eating or people that have eating disorders where they can't control their eating. So it's like appetite suppressing. Just be aware of that. I read it, but I was like, no way, like I will lose my appetite, but like way, I lost it all the way. So when it comes to how it has affected my life positively. So my productivity at work has increased 100%. Like I am much more effective while I'm sitting and working. I am in I'm much more productive. Like I said, maybe more than 100% some days as well. I still can get distracted a little bit. So I do need to have a plan every day. Well, like now I'm working, then it's my break. So it's very structured. So I thought that would kind of magically like solve itself, but no, you have to still have a plan. So that's why I'm gonna go back to my not psychiatrist, but to my therapist, because she's like a cognitive therapist. So she can help you with some techniques, or I think she even like helps you plan your day effectively. So I'm gonna go and ask her about that. Because I struggle with that, and also a plan. I'm gonna make a plan for work and which days I'm gonna study for my driver license. So how it has improved. Now I'm going off again. Work, I'm much more patient with the kids. I was like screamy mommy. I felt like, especially during last Christmas, I even like downloaded and watched a webinar that was called Positive Parenting, because I've seen it on my Facebook ads all the time, like, do you scream to your kids? I was like, yes, but like, isn't that normal? And I think it's normal sometimes to like, you have to discipline your kids and talk strictly to them. Sometimes, of course, you have to. But I felt like I was just like this screaming mommy that was no fun anymore, and just always exhausted. I feel like I'm much more patient with noises and just life in general. What else? Yeah, my concentration. I'm eating healthier. I don't pick out my eyebrows anymore. I don't pick my nail, like my cuticles anymore. Sometimes I do, but that is like when I'm just watching something, maybe when the medicine have worn off. I don't wake up full of anxiety in the middle of the night, like thinking about what I didn't manage to do that day, or panicking over everything I have to do. the next day or the next week, I just feel calmer in general. I feel calmer. I don't feel so exhausted for no reason. I feel tired when I'm supposed to be tired, and I'm managing to lay my head down and fall asleep, which is life-changing. And what else? I'm remembering more things. I am more tidy. I have started to tackle like some financial stuff that I was dealing with. I have coordinated my closet. I'm starting to just plan my days better. I'm much more effective in the morning. Yeah. I remember to brush my teeth every day, at least once. So I have been, this is very embarrassing to admit, but my teeth was suffering a little bit. Like, okay, they look fine, but I broke my tooth, one of these ones, where I don't have a tooth now. So ugly. When I'm laughing, I'm feeling embarrassed because I will have to do an implant like in a couple of years. I will procrastinate it a little bit. I don't want to think about it. So like 4 years ago, I broke my tooth when I was at my parents' house. Little fly. And, sorry. And I was like pushing my dental appointments forward. I forgot about them. Also, I ate a lot of sweets, forgot to brush my teeth. Suddenly, 3 years had passed since I broke my tooth, and I was like neglecting my tooth and my mouth, like my mouth health in general. I didn't give a fuck about my teeth, okay? To bluntly say it, which was bad. You know, my kids' teeth are brushed every day, mine not so much. Now it's different. But I ended up like having to extract my tooth because it was, at the time I went to the doctor last summer, it was all wiggly and like falling out, and it was horrible, and I was like panicking, calling my dentist. I was like, help, my tooth is broken and it's loose and it's falling out. I have to come and take it out. Like the tooth wasn't falling out, but you know, because I have done like I had a caries, like a cavity is called in English, and the filling in the tooth was like loose, and I felt like it was falling out, and I just had to, like, I had a knife here, like, now you have to go and fix your teeth, and it was nothing left to save with that tooth. So I don't want to lose more teeth. So that is a really embarrassing story to tell, but that's life. Yeah, so I'm brushing my teeth, being more effective. Still, I need help, like I said, making a plan for how to best organize my days. If you have any tips, just comment below, like what you have used to manage your days. In general, for me, the side effects the first 4 or 5 days of being on medication was worth it. Of course, I'm not a doctor or a medical person, so this is just my experience. And yeah, you have to just take your own decision and speak to your doctor about medication if you feel like the ADHD is getting in the way of your just living your life. I felt that towards the end. I was like thinking back, and I was like, imagine if I have ADHD, how my life could have been. Like, this is the 3rd time I'm starting to take in my driver license, and I'm still struggling. I've been very honest with my boss as well. They're amazing people, my employers. I've been open and honest that I'm getting diagnosed. Okay, now I'm trying medication, because of course they've given me feedback that you have to try and deliver and work harder. And so I've been open with them because I really love my job and I love my coworkers and my employers so much. So I really want to excel at my work. So I'm trying medication to see if in the long run it will help me. So with my medication, after 15 days, I also want to mention this, I upped the dosage to 50 because I felt like it didn't do anything for me after 15 days. So I upped the dosage and now I'm on 50 and I had my follow-up meeting with a psychiatrist, so I'm going to be on 50 for a couple of more months, 2 more months, I think. Yeah, he gave me a subscription for 2 months. Also, he gave me another thing. I don't know exactly what it is. He said it was the same thing like Elevanse or Vyvanse. It's just that it lasts for like 2-3 hours and then it wears off. And it's basically like a little upper that you can take in the middle of the day. For example, if I'm studying for my driver license on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, maybe at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, before I'm gonna quit work, I take that and it will give me that extra boost to remember and to have concentration to study. So I'm gonna try it if I see that this continues and I cannot find it in myself to do it on my own or on just the Elevanse. I think I'm gonna keep making these videos because it's therapeutic for me. It gives me a lot of ideas. I have a lot of questions about ADHD. I also have an opinion about people with ADHD and network marketing and how we get hooked. If you think that would be interesting, I'm gonna make a video. I think I'm gonna make the video anyway because this kept me up the other night actually thinking about it. So yes, so for me it's been a very positive experience, even though the first days were rough, really. Like, I've never experienced pain like that, but since it passed, I would do it again. Always, if you have any questions about this stuff, contact your doctor. Like, don't depend on YouTube videos, of course. But yeah, I love to watch these videos about ADHD, so that's why I decided to share my story. And it could be different in Spain than it is in other countries, and yeah. Alright, that's it for today. That's my little update about my first month. It was super positive, even though my first days were rough. I will see you in the next video. Bye!